Welcome back to Lake Norman as we're in Denver, North Carolina for round number 9 of the APBA National Watercross Tour. And next on the water, Pro-Am Runabout Open, as you get a look now at the points after 8 rounds of competition. And this should be a battle, Dave, because Dustin Farthing has only a 1-point advantage over Arminio Iantosca. As we take a look now at highlights from Moto number 1s, who would get the whole shot, and it would be King D himself, Dustin Farthing from Port St. Lucie, Florida. He would jump out in front and pace the field. Meanwhile, Arminio Iantosca, the big man from Naples, Florida, would not get a great start. He would run 4th early on. Eric Francis, who came in 3rd in the points and was running 2nd in the opening moto, would be mired in heavy lap traffic as he would try to catch the leader, Dustin Farthing, and Francis would show his emotion and frustration as he would motion to the scorers to try to get some relief to move some of the lap traffic out of the way. So through it all, Dustin Farthing would record the Moto 1 win and be in good shape to take an overall here from Denver, North Carolina. So King D, the man on top in our opening round of competition. So here's a look at your Moto 1 results. It was Farthing on top, followed by Eric Francis, and then Arminio Iantosca setting up a great showdown for Moto number 2. And we're off racing. So Dave, a 1-point advantage for Dustin Farthing. So this is a very important weekend for these two competitors, but this is going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight here in round number 9.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see right now that Farthing is lit up and fired up. He's got to take it. 1-point margin, that's not something that he's used to it. Arminio had to replace his supercharger belt prior to the race, so he's been plagued by some problems too, so hopefully he got that all working correctly. But you can just see how rough it is from that perspective from Eric Francis in the back of the pack. You got to be out front. You see when he goes to a different side of the split there, you can see how much smoother that water is.
And for Francis, again, competing aboard a stock runabout, Dave, just trying to hold on to that 3rd place showing he has in the points right now. And Dustin Farthing, who holds that 1-point advantage over Arminio Iantosca, laid out his game plan here for round number 9.
Get a good start and ride like I know how to ride, and have a consistent race, have a good weekend, and see how everything goes. This boat is actually exactly the same as a race in Harbor Beach. The Ultra 260 is just a really good boat in the flat water, and it's a really good boat in the rough water. It's really a universal ski, which benefits me.
And Farthing, who won the opening moto, his father Phil had to replace the fuse block because his boat was shortening out on the race course during testing time. So both he and Arminio Iantosca having their share of problems, but it just goes to show you how attrition plays such a factor in basically these unlimited skis.
Well, with these open boats, there's so many weak links that could happen. They've really pumped these motors up, aftermarket conditions and, valves to cams. These are all 4-stroke machines now, so they've changed so much. But, earlier we talked to Arminio Iantosca about his 1-point deficit and chasing King D.
Yeah, anything's possible, anything can happen at these races, you never know, he could break or fall off, so anything's possible. I'm going to fight all the way to the end and see what happens.
So Iantosca knows this is a very important round of racing, and Eric Francis, who's 3rd in the points chase, still hoping for a miracle aboard that stock craft, gave us his perspective on competing here in Lake Norman.
It's really choppy out there. It's a really tight course, even though it doesn't look that way. The chop really makes the course seem small. But it's a lot more interesting now. I first anticipated, I really didn't like the track at first, but now we're racing on it. It's actually got a lot of good passing points, and it really shows who can ride, who can't, because it wears you down real fast.
Well, stock boat is a stock boat. It can't compare to the open speeds, It's really tough to do it out there. You got to be really smooth, keep your momentum up, because they just don't have that bottom end nor the top end of these open boats. But he's been plagued by lots of problems. He got a band wrapped around his throat coming off the starting line in Parker, left him a permanent scar. Then he got knocked off his boat and hit pretty hard in Myrtle. So coming back, and he's so used to riding that 15F, now he's riding that 250X, and I'll tell you, he's looking pretty good on it.
And Dave, what a job that Eric Francis is doing. He gets past Arminio Iantosca for 2nd place, so now only a lapped rider separates him from the leader, Dustin Farthing. So what a great job he's doing. You figure, again, a stock boat competing against Arminio's open boat. So Francis doing a great job, and I think he's gaining more confidence and he's getting more comfortable aboard that 250X, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him in an open edition of that boat come next season.
I gotta say, Eric Francis, the last year and a half that we've seen him on the tours here, he's really coming to his own. He's really learned a lot, and he's gotten a lot faster. And you could see passing Arminio has got to be a good feeling for him.
And how about the job Dustin Farthing has done this weekend? His 2nd consecutive moto win. So after sweeping all 4 motos in Harbor Beach, Michigan, Dustin Farthing lays claim here to round number 9. So we go to the overall results. Dustin Farthing, a Paramoto wins. He's on top. And let's now hear from King D, Dustin Farthing, on taking the overall.
Yeah, it was a short race this time. I think they cut a couple laps down due to time, and my Kawasaki Ultra 260, it's an amazing ski in the rough water, staying hooked up, and gave me the distance, and then I was able to overcome the little problems and take the win again.
Well, that'll do it for round 9. Make your plans to be with us for round 10 right back here from Lake Norman in Denver, North Carolina. So on behalf of Dave Arnold, our entire crew, I'm Ian Howard saying so long. We'll see you next time right back here on the water.